Hey everybody, Jen here. Welcome back to Breaking the Stall. This is episode 2. Let's get right into it. It has been an interesting week 2 of breaking my stall. The difference between week 1, where I was very happy with my weight loss, I was sitting, I guess you could say I was taking 10 milligrams. And the difference is now this week, starting week 2, I had a bump up to 12.5. So it's the unknown. Whenever we bump up a dose, we just don't know how our body is going to react. So I usually take my shots on Saturday around 4 o'clock. That's what works for me because most of the time I am a little bit tired the next day. So I feel like when I take it at 4 o'clock, it hits, I sleep through most of that tiredness and any side effects I could have, I sleep right through it. And then, Sunday morning I wake up and still feel a little bit on the tired side, but it eventually subsides, I guess you could say like middle of the afternoon. Well, it was really interesting. So I took my shot. I made sure that on shot days, I usually have a decent amount of calories later on in the day. And so I had a nice dinner that night: shrimp, steak, some brown rice, and some broccolini. And then I topped it off with a Ninja Creamy Fairlife soft serve ice cream, which was unbelievable. So I felt like I did my due diligence to just get some food in my system to prevent anything the following morning. Also, the same thing with, hydration, I think is really key shot day and even the day after. Well, pretty much every day, but I really have a hyper focus on that on shot days. And so, like, I took my shot, went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and it was like I slept for a month and I had so much energy. I was wide awake. I was ready to go. And I was like, that's odd, but I will definitely take it. But then in the back of my mind, I was like, at some point today, I have a feeling it could hit, but it never did. And let me tell you, that was a good feeling. It was a good feeling to know that when I was on 10 milligrams and I was on that for 5 months, I didn't really have a lot of side effects with that one. So bumping up to 12.5 felt the exact same, as if I was doing everything I needed to do to get my body prepared for those injections. And that 12.5, just another day, another week, another dose. And so I did the same thing that I do every morning after shot. I get up, well, pretty much every morning anyway, but I get up, have my glass of water, have my electrolytes, I have to take some medicine for my thyroid, and then I just wait a little bit and then I have my protein shake. But I just was so energized that I was like, okay, today's the day. I'm going to clean my whole house. I'm going to organize. I went for a really nice walk. And usually I just keep it on the slow side on Sundays and just relax and just get a couple little things here and there done. And so I was really excited about that, and I stuck to my plan. It was my off day from the gym, so I really just had a walk. But I did notice that when it was getting later in the day on Sunday, a little bit more I guess you could say appetite suppression hit. And I told myself, okay, I did pretty well with my calories, sticking to, higher protein, emphasis on fiber, which is, the top two areas of what I wanted to focus on to break the stall. Um, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to get enough dinner in. So I did something slightly different. I was supposed to have turkey tacos that night. For some reason, I just couldn't do it, but I knew I needed to eat. So I was just like, what are some of the favorite things that I just like to eat? And I don't have to think about it. And so I just put together a little small concoction of, like, I had some brown rice left over. I had three of my Bell and Evans chicken tenders I threw in the air fryer. I had some leftover broccolini. I had a piece of mozzarella cheese. And I just didn't really focus on some sort of like bigger dinner that I was supposed to have. I just picked some things that I knew that I could eat, and I could just call it a night. And that's what I did. So Monday morning, again, woke up feeling really good, still a little tired than the day before, but I don't know. Is that from Mounjaro? Is that just Monday morning start of a work week? Most likely the start of the work week. But Monday was one of those days where I had to also be aware of what I was eating because it was my lower body strength strength training day. And I had absolutely no appetite. But I prepared for this. And I've had these moments probably the past couple months being on Mounjaro where the medicine has done a really good job of suppressing my appetite, but I've built in these blocks in my day that I know I have to eat because I'm no longer thinking about food or thinking about my next snack like I was prior to Mounjaro. Now it's, you get up in the morning, this is the time you have your protein coffee, usually around 10:30. I'll have a little snack. In this case, I had a serving of popcorn and some pistachios. And then I know, around lunchtime, I take my dog for a walk. When I come back, I have a nice little lunch that hits all of my macros. And then if I have a strength training day, I'll have another little small snack in the mix. In that case, I had some pistachios. And then, dinner finally got to my turkey tacos. But I don't think I ate enough on Monday to help my body recover from the strength training that I did Monday night. And I don't know, I felt really good at the gym and I pushed myself harder than I've pushed in the past couple months. And I didn't do enough to consume some calories afterwards other than just my normal dinner of turkey tacos. So when I woke up Tuesday morning, that might have been the first time in months where I felt like just tired and very nauseous. And I don't think it was nauseous necessarily from the medicine. I think it was my body was burning off all the calories that I consumed, and I didn't drink enough water after my workout that I didn't set myself up for success. And so instead of panicking that morning, I just said, stick to your plan. And that's exactly what I did. And by the end of, I guess you could say by the middle of Tuesday, I felt a lot better. Now, I should point out, whenever I do have little waves of nauseousness, and this doesn't happen a lot for me on Mounjaro, but as a cancer survivor and somebody that's gone through treatment, one of the things that I've always gravitated towards when I'm nauseous is one, grabbing a nice glass of water with electrolytes, and two, grabbing an alcohol wipe and just smelling it a little bit. And I found that when I do that a couple times, my nauseousness goes away. And that's just my little technique that works for me. I'm not a doctor. Everybody has different ways to deal with nauseousness, but that's always been my go-to. And I feel like that really helped. And then also I had my coffee protein drink. Usually I have it an hour after my medicine, but I had about 30 minutes. And then I made sure that I just kept replenishing myself with food and water and all the right things that I needed that day. And I really bounced back. And so that's pretty much how the week went. As each day I was hitting all of my goals, my daily walks, and staying to my meal plans, and hitting up the gym. I actually felt like there was a couple times during the week that I felt like I slept really well. I don't know if it's just now upping my working out and just getting my system back on track. But yeah, I think at one point, one night, I had like 6.5, almost 7 hours of continuous sleep. And I don't know who that person was, but I couldn't be happier with that. And I hope that that continues and I keep working on improving my sleep. But overall, I think it was just a really, really great week. When I went on the scale, so I weigh myself in on Fridays. I actually weigh myself in on Fridays and Mondays. Now that seems a little odd, but I always like to, when I look at weight loss, Friday's my number. I go Friday to Friday. But my Monday number is more of just an awareness of how my weekend went, because there's just always a couple different variables, because my weekends I tend to like to meet friends or family out for a meal. So I just like to be aware of the things that I'm eating and the effect that it has on my weight, but it still doesn't stop me from enjoying my life and doing the things that I need to be doing. But as the week wrapped up, it was as if I didn't even go up a dose. I was still full of energy. And when I got on that scale, I was pleasantly surprised to see that I was down 1.4 pounds. And so that means since I started on my breaking the stall, I'm now down 6.4 pounds. And I think that looking back on that past week and looking at the next week that I'll be kicking off, there's going to probably be one, and I don't like to, when you commit to a plan, I don't like to change it halfway through. But I think for me and my goals, as I'm also still breaking the stall, I think 4 times at the gym right now, based off of my schedule and what I can do, it's just a lot. And I feel like if I could do 3 solid sessions along, everything else with my daily walks, that's probably what I'm going to do for the next week. But outside of that, I got back to the basics. And this is the one thing I always tell. It doesn't matter if you're just starting, you're in the middle, or you're in maintenance mode, or whatever part of your Mounjaro journey you're on. I always say find some foods that you enjoy and repeat them. Just keep repeating them. And that's what I did this past week. I got back into, certain days of the week being certain things, and repeating them. And I love a good leftovers the next day, because if that means that I don't have to prepare any food, I just have to heat it up either in the air fryer or the oven, then I'm all for it. And so I'm going to continue that again in the following week. And I will still be on 12.5, no changes there. And we're just going to see as we go. I'm very, very happy with the success that I've had. I've been able to hit all my walks, no issues with hydration. I actually threw in some prime hydration in the mix. And one recommendation I can make is if you do have a Ninja Creami, freeze a prime hydration. In my case, I love the cherry freeze and the ice pop. If you freeze that and then you take it out and put it in the slushy mode, it's amazing. It's like such a nice little hydration treat, and there's like no sugar in it. So to me, it's like I'm being bad, but I'm not. And I'm gonna start doing that again once or twice during the week, along with some of my other protein ice creams. So that'll really help me when I have some strength training going on. But yeah, that's my update for week 2. It couldn't have once again gone any better. I'm very, very happy with the number on the scale. And I'm not hyper focused on that number. But after going a couple months of not losing, I think my body is now starting to get back into the weight loss mode that I need it to be in. And just aware that there's a couple times where calories and just certain foods, I need to make sure I'm replenishing myself, so that when I do get up in the morning, I don't feel either tired or a little nauseous because not getting the right amount of nutrients in my system from the day before. And so that's what I'm going to really be working on in week 3, just continuing doing everything. But now instead of 4, I'll be going 3 times to the gym. And I hope I can continue having the success that I've had. And yeah, down 1.4 pounds, I'll take it. And yes, I'm not going to round up or round down. I'm very specific to the number, and I track it with my smart scale to the app. So I have no issue saying 1.4 pounds, even though I know some people would be like, just say 1.5. But but yeah, great week. I'm looking forward to the next week, and I hope I hope you're enjoying the journey that I'm on. I hope you guys have learned a couple little things from my videos. Once again, I'd love to hear from each and every one of you where you are on your journey. Any tips? Once again, love to hear those. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Have a good one.